Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now I'm gonna help y'all understand something. This to the ladies, and I'm being real with y'all, but a lot of times y'all don't like to listen. If you look around now, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If you look around, you are going to see more married women who are considered, based on the doctor now I'm not saying my term, I'm talking about doctoral, clinical terms. You're going to see more women who are overweight or underweight married than women who have quote unquote perfect bodies. Just look around and start looking at the rings. Start looking at the rings now. Now, what you gonna start to realize too, it's women of all shapes and sizes that's married. But what I want you to realize is, when a man get to know a woman, that's the catch right there. Is a man not gonna be walking down the street and just pick a woman and just pick her and say, I want her. Not your average man. There are exceptions to the rule. And remember, everything we talk about, we're speaking on average. We're not talking about the exceptions to the rule. So please, don't waste our time in the comments talking about your auntie or your one exception to the rule. We're not talking about exception to the rule. We understand that. We're talking about on average. Thank you. Stop interrupting us. We're trying to get work done. A man is not going to go and, let's say, a woman is 5'5", 250 pounds. That body type is not going to get just handpicked by a man on average. Now, when he gets to know her, meaning he meets her, he talked to her, they're in the same church group, they're in the same class, they work together, and he getting to talk to her every day. He's getting to talk to her and see where her mind at. That's when that man will then start to judge her, for who she is, and not based on society standards. And so that's why you see a lot of women who you say, well, her body ain't this and that, how she married? It's either one or two things typically. Well, it might be one or four things. But I want you to start looking at this so you can determine what is an exception to the rule, what is a norm, and how does this apply to me? So what you're gonna a lot of times see, let's say 250 pounds is the woman's size, and let's say she under 5'7", and she 250 pounds, okay? 9 out of 10 times what you're gonna see is the man is considered overweight himself. That's what you'll see a lot of times. The man is considered overweight. If the woman is considered overweight, the man is as well. That's what you'll see. On the other hand, what you're gonna see is the woman was not overweight and they had children. She put on weight during pregnancy. She put on more weight during postpartum, and she hasn't been able to get the weight off. That's another thing you're gonna see. Now, inside of that as well could be other type of circumstances, like the woman had a surgery, the woman had a health issue arise, something changed, and the man loves her and he's not leaving her because her body changed. That's one of the things that I think most people on the outside don't understand, and that is that your typical man, your everyday man, is not gonna leave a woman because her body changes, because she gains weight, or because she loses weight. It's not worth leaving, because that man know that that's just physical. That has nothing to do with a person's heart, their character. Man know that. So typically what it is we get in a relationship and then we put on happy weight, or we go through life changes and it puts on weight. Of course, get older, metabolism slows down. That's another thing that's gonna naturally put on weight. But when we put on excessive weight, it's typically a life-altering situation that we went through. And the thing about it is, what I want women to understand is, you need to be at your best. Meaning, one woman's best may be 110 pounds. She might be 5 foot tall. Another woman's best may be 120. Another woman's best may be 180. Another woman's best may be 200, 220. When I say be at your best, I mean you eating right, you sleeping right, and you exercising at least 3 times a week in at least 30 minutes, like a real exercise. And so if you eating right, you sleeping right, and you exercising, where your body lands, that's where you're supposed to be at. And the person for you is going to like you in your skin. Now, if you working out 7 times a week, or you doing 2 a days, you eating an apple a day while you working out 7 days a week, you doing something that's unrealistic. You can't maintain that your whole life. You're gonna die. You're gonna die early death. And so if you're doing something that's not normal, the body you have is not the body, that's not your body. That ain't your resting weight. That ain't your real weight. You done manipulated the body to go into a state that it's not supposed to be in, because you overworking yourself. So whenever that season changes and you can no longer work out at that rate, your body's gonna change. And then your body gonna go into a more normal state. But your body may also go into a worse state, a much, much worse state, because it may overcompensate for everything that it lacked. So when you start to eating normal and you start doing normal, your body may say, let's hold all of this. We're gonna hold all of this because we're gonna be starved. We may be starved, so let's hold everything. And so that's just how the brain works with your body. And that's why you see a lot of times people go through this very strict diet and they lose this weight, and then when they get off the diet, they gain that weight back and more. And so we have to understand that although in the 3 B's, brain, brand, body, notice I put body last, because we really, when we hear body, we thinking about body shape, body type, body weight. That also includes who you sleeping with. But although body is in the 3 B's, brain, brand, body, you still can't put so much emphasis on it to where you feel like you have to fake a body. Because a lot of women are missing their husband because they have a artificial butt. And the butt looks artificial. And it turns a man's stomach. And he's not attracted to it. And then even when he tries to get to know the woman, because of the fact that she has an artificial butt, he's judging her by it. He's seeing her differently. So she went to get what she thought would be the perfect shape, and it actually is costing her. So you got to be comfortable in your own skin. Now, when you get married and you find your person and y'all gonna be together and it's true love, if you want to do cosmetic stuff, then that's your personal choice. I don't condone it at any time, but I'm not gonna tell nobody what they can't do with their body, include my wife. She do what she want to do with her body. It's a lot of stuff that women do today that is very normal for women that I don't agree with, that I don't think is necessary. I don't think it's of God, meaning not that it's a sin, but meaning that God ain't intend for us to be doing all that. But it's a lot of stuff that's normal. So I ain't finna argue with nobody because I don't have the pressure. I don't have to live with what they got to live with, go through what they got to go through. So I just keep my opinion to myself. But that's what it is. My thing is, the reason why I'm making this video is because I don't want women to put so much emphasis on your body to please the world. Because a lot of women say, well, we don't do this for a man, we do this for a woman. Listen to how that sound. Listen to how that sound. What's another woman admiring your body gonna do for you? You hear how that sound? Oh, we don't dress for men, we dress for other women. How does that sound? Do you want a woman? Do you like women? Okay, if you like women, okay, that's different. But if you claim to like men and you want a husband, then why is you dressing for another woman? That woman don't pay your bills. That woman don't sleep with you. That woman ain't got a heaven or hell to put you in. So why you dressing or doing anything in your life for another woman? It's like, that don't make no sense. If you're gonna do something for another human, period, it need to be for who you trying to settle down with, who you got to live with. Come on now, we got to use common sense. We got to use common sense. And so, listen to me now. Listen to me. When it comes to this here body, don't put so much unrealistic expectations on your body. Do what is natural and do what is normal and do what is healthy, and then accept with what comes with that state, because that which comes is for you. It where you're supposed to be. That's for you. Understand that. So listen to me. We're putting too much pressure on the body, and it's too much surgery going on, and people are losing their lives off of this surgery just to look a certain way so that they're not bullied and talked about. You got to realize if somebody gonna talk bad about you and you doing your best, if you doing your best and your best still get you talked bad about, that person that's talking bad about you is miserable with their life. Is miserable with their life. You can't even take that to heart, because you got to realize and look at that person and be like, whoa, you real miserable. Man, Lord bless them, because they is miserable. Lord bless them. They so miserable. Misery love company. So you got to understand that we can't get caught up in the opinions of other people. So it's like right now, I don't like my little stomach on me. I don't like my little stomach. But guess what? I'm not willing to do what it takes to lose the stomach. So that means this is where I'm supposed to be at right here in my season. I'm going to do what I can do. I'm going to do what makes sense to me. I'm going to do what's necessary to be healthy. But if that don't give me a 6-pack of abs, then that means I'm not supposed to be 39 years old, 40 in March with no 6-pack of abs. That ain't what the Lord called of the body. I actually heard a doctor say that a woman's body, a makeup of a woman's body, and just her fat composition is not supposed to have a 6-pack of abs. Heard a doctor say that. Online, can't believe everything you hear, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it makes sense. It makes sense to me, because less than 1% of women got a 6-pack of abs. So that let me know, if that's how we supposed to be, if that's how a woman's supposed to be naturally, then 70% of women will have abs instead of 1% having abs. Same thing with men. Now, when we at certain weights, it's guys who are considered in shape, like they're not overweight. I know guys that's not overweight, but they type 1 diabetic. It's in their genetics, or however it come about, but they type 1 diabetic. And I found that I had went and bought me a soda, and I had bought an extra soda, and I gave it to one of the other dads on the soccer team. and then he didn't drink it, and his wife drunk it, and it was like, oh, he didn't want to drink, and he was like, oh, he can't drink it. He's as bad as he want to drink it, he can't drink it. He type 1. Like, oh, okay. And he looked real fit. There are people who you look at and you will call them overweight, and the doctor say they a perfect bill of health. The doctor say all their levels is right. And there's people you will look at and you will say, man, they are fit. And the doctor will say, oh, this level here is too low, or this level here is off. This right here is off. We can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge yourself by your cover. You got to listen to your body and how you feel, because we got a lot of body shaming going on. And so that's what got to be understood. That's what got to be understood. I remember I was working with an NBA team, one of the NBA players who he had been what they would call, the street term is pudgy or husky or chubby or whatever. He had meat on his bones that was rounded off. He wasn't chiseled. And people make fun of him for it, you know, as an NBA player. One time he gonna come up to me and poke me in my stomach to see if I had abs. He gonna poke me in my stomach. Do you even work out? Now, mind you, I mean, bit more overweight than the man on the moon. Especially at that time. This was 2016. So this was, what happened, 7 years ago. So his body issues made him sensitive to other people's body issues. So he's worried about other people's body because he also was self-conscious of his body. And that's what happens a lot of times in our life. We become self-conscious, and we'll end up hating ourselves and envying somebody else, when everybody not built the same. Everybody not intended to look the same. So what you can't do at Dr. Jim, G-Y-M, not J-I-M, what you can't do at Dr. Jim, it might not be meant for you. So before you go do something in surgery or a pill or a medicine, before you go do something that's not doctor recommended, that ain't doctor advised, it's just something for you to lose some weight, before you go do that, then go to Dr. Jim, G-Y-M, and do a normal exercise routine. So, okay, I'm gonna work out 3 times a week, 30 minutes to an hour, 3 times a week. I'm gonna eat relatively clean, meaning you may be eating protein, things like that, protein, vegetable, low carb, what have you. And then it may be a birthday party where they got fried chicken. At that birthday party, you have fried chicken, but you ain't having fried chicken the other 6 days of the week. So that's why I say relatively healthy. And then you going to bed at a decent hour. So when your day is done, boom, hour later, you going to bed. Whatever that is. 10:30, 11:30. And then you getting you 8 hours of sleep. You trying to get your body regulated to where you done consume the right amount of water. You figure out, you learn what's the right amount of water for you to consume, because you could be water intoxicated and you could lose your life. You drink too much water, you could be water intoxicated because you reduce the amount of sodium in your body, and that can cost you. And that's why when we drank a whole bottle of water at one time, we started to feel woozy and lightheaded. That's because you got to drink water in moderation as well. How about that? What sense do that make? We think water's so good for us, and it is good for us, but anything could be bad for you if it's not in moderation. Anything could be bad for you if it's not in moderation. So what we have to stop doing is we got to stop looking at other people. Because I could go online and I could look at these guys who got these muscles and everything like this and all these abs, but it's like, okay, how long you got to work out? And how many days a week do you have to work out? Okay, and do you get to eat Popeye's chicken once a month? Do you eat little Popeye's chicken? Do you eat pizza? Okay, so you don't get to do that. Or some guys will say, yeah, I do that, but you work out 2 hours at a time. You're on these pills, this pill, this pill, this powder, this powder, this powder, this. Nah, that ain't, I don't want to do all that. That ain't quality living. So, in my opinion. So, if I don't want to do all that, then I can't have that body. And I'm okay with that. I'm going to do what I want to do, how I want to do it, what makes sense to me and my body and my lifestyle and my family and everything, and my health goals and all of that. And wherever my body land, that's where I'm intended to be. And I believe this is the mindset. We need to change our mindset to being comfortable in our own skin, doing what we can do. Don't be complacent in your skin. Be comfortable in your skin. It's a difference between being complacent and being comfortable. Complacent, you ain't doing nothing. Comfortable is you doing what you can do, what's healthy and what makes sense, and then you comfortable with the results. So right now I don't have a trainer. I don't feel like playing for no trainer. But I got a gym at home. I could go into that gym and I could do me a workout. I could put together me a workout and I could do that workout. I don't do that right now 3 times a week like I should. I need to, but I ain't sleeping right because I like that peace and quiet at night. I stay up and guess what? It do affect you. I could say, oh, I'm a night owl. No, I ain't, because I got a circadian rhythm. So I'm supposed to be going to bed maybe 11 o'clock really, and then sleep until I wake up, which might be 6 hours later, which means that's 5 a.m. And if I get on a circadian rhythm and I do that, then that might be what my body requires. So you have to listen to your body. You got to get to know you, because it's motivational speakers who get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. If you do that, your body might start over-releasing cortisol. You may start getting sick and lightheaded, and you may be going through all kind of stuff. And what you don't realize is people today don't have integrity. So they could tell you for clout that they get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they really was getting up at 3 o'clock because their bladder was messed up and they had to pee every day at 3 o'clock. So they just said, what the heck, let me just go and stay up. But they ain't tell you that part. Or they get up at 3 o'clock and get on live or make a post at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, when they literally got up to pee, and then they go back to sleep. And they ain't gonna tell you that. That's what you have to realize about social media. So now here you is, you getting up, somebody tell you they don't eat meat, but they making money online as a vegetarian and be tearing some bacon up, be ripping the frame out that bacon. Pig running for his life. Pig scared to death, literally, because they be tearing that bacon up, but'll be online telling you that they vegan. And then you'll go vegan when your blood type needs you a piece of steak. Your blood type need some chicken. And that's why God okayed everything under the sun. But then here you is, you on somebody else's diet, and that might not even be their diet, but you seen it online, or you talk to them and that's what they told you. They telling you, because see, what you got to realize, some people do stuff for clout. Some people do stuff for attention. So somebody might tell you they on keto, and they got you on, they telling you on keto because that you looking up to them now. You like, wow, you amazing. How in the world you do that? I remember me and my partner was on no sugar, and I had me some sugar, and I had that sugar. I ain't telling, hey man, I had me some sugar. Oh yeah, going great. Yeah, no sugar, going great. I had to do it again. I had to go back to, hey, let me get this thing another shot now. No added sugar, like, you know, artificial sugar, not sugar that you get from fruit. But that's the thing. So you got to listen to your body. And the thing about it is, your best friend don't have your body. And I realized I had to think about this myself, because I'm like, you know what? My wife listens to her body. She eat what she want to eat. She ain't gonna eat what I want to eat. She eat what she want to eat, what her body need. But me, I will eat what she want to eat, or I eat who I'm with, what they eating, and my body might be craving something else or need something else. And I had to come to a place in my life to where I start to love me and put me first and say, you know what? No, I don't want to taste that slop. That look like slop right now. I know it might be an expensive dish, but it look nasty to me, and it's gonna make me throw up in my mouth. So no, I don't want to taste that. I'm good. I'm all right, because I'm on this Wagyu burger right now. So the fact that I'm on this Wagyu burger right now, I don't want to mess it up with that oyster, because that's a whole nother flavor palette. That's a whole nother taste. And sometimes that oyster have bacteria in it. So I'm straight on that bacteria right now. I'm on the here Wagyu burger. And so my body's craving that. Now I'm blood type O. We sat with these chefs one time at a dinner, and they was going through the blood type diet, and they was like, the guy told me, he said, oh, you O? And he said, you O positive or O negative? I'm like, I really don't know, but I try to be positive in my life, so I'm guessing I'm O positive. And so he's like, okay, he said, your blood type is the only blood type that can naturally, this is what he said now, and this is his read. Now I have to go do my own research. He said, your blood type is the only blood type that can naturally break down beef, red meat. And I say, man, that's crazy, because like, I rarely eat stuff that tear my stomach up. Like, I notice with my wife and other people, they can't eat certain ways. Certain things they can't eat certain ways. They can't, it'll tear their stomach up. But my stomach, it'll handle, it'll deal with whatever. Bah, 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 bah. It'll handle it, it'll break it down. And so, and he said, you crave steak sometimes, don't you? I was like, yeah. I'm like, every now and then, I just need more nice steak. He said your blood type requires red meat. Now, a vegetarian, you can't tell them that. A vegan, you can't tell them that now. But the thing about it is, don't nobody know nothing. Don't nobody know nothing. You have to listen to your body. Because a vegan just died. Just seen the report, vegan died. See, you have to listen to your body. Get to know your body. But hey, I'm at the house. Stop body shaming yourself. And let's stop body shaming other people. And to the petite people, y'all forgive me for body shaming you. Y'all forgive me. I ain't gonna do it no more. But God bless you, and we'll talk soon.